Hi friends, Kim from Stamping Imperfection. I'm so delighted you're here today because I have something new to share from Kat Scrappiness. This is a really fun new cover die that was just released today, January 1st. It is the Smooches Cover Die, and you can see it comes with an extra separate die with big lips, and it's got lots of stitch detail around the edges. It's got the stitched hearts in amongst the die cut lips. It is just a really fun die cut. You can picture putting some pattern paper behind there, or ink blending something, or alcohol inks, or gel print papers that you backgrounds that you create that you can put behind there. You can add the lips as a separate element to the front if you want to, or use those on a separate card altogether without the die, the cover die. So I die cut this in a light pink and a cherry red. My cherry red one slipped when it went through my die cutting machine, so it didn't cut off it didn't cut out all the beautiful stitching around the edge. So I'm actually trimming off the stitching. So I'm just cutting 1/8 inch all around each one of the four sides there. So when I go to put this on my card front, this the red one will have a little white border around it. The pink one will fill up the card front because the cover plate is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I really like this. This is a great way to get 2-for-1 cards. So this is a good twofer. I'm going to do an inlaid die cutting technique here. So I have 2 card panels cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm using my new Kat Scrappiness Teflon bone folder. Always nice to treat yourself to a new tool at the beginning of a year, isn't it? And I'm scoring those at 5 1/2. And I like the bone folder. I love Teflon bone folders. I think that they do give you a really nice crease. It's a very professional looking crease. So I'm just using liquid glue here, and I'm going to attach my card front, and I'm putting some in between the die cuts there because I'm doing this inlaid die cutting technique. So here's the pink panel. Isn't that pretty? It's pretty just like that, but now I'm going to add these red lips back in. So I'm going to add the red lips to the pink panel and the pink lips to the red panel. And I do a few at a time because my glue dries pretty quickly. So I definitely want to just do a few of the lips at a time. And you can see I'm using these reverse tweezers. Whatever tweezers you have, you definitely use. Over the course of the last year, these have become one of my favorite sets of tweezers because if you have sore joints or sore hands, these are the perfect tweezers to use for a task like this because you squeeze them and your paper goes in between them, you let go, and the tweezers close and hold the paper. So I really like it. I feel like there's less squeezing all around there, and it's kind of a relief for my hands. So I really love these tweezers. So I'm going to go ahead and finish both of these cards and get the fronts of both of them done. And you can see how great that looks. What a pretty color combination this is. And you could do this in lots of different color combinations. In fact, you don't even have to use reds and pinks at all if you don't want to. But you can imagine the different combinations you could come up with. I was thinking white with red lips would be pretty striking also. So you can see the red does have a little border around the edge where I cut off the stitching detail. And I actually got a new mini Misti for Christmas from my husband, so I'm super excited to be using it today. It's actually surprisingly, I expected it to be really a lot like the old one, but it actually feels surprisingly sturdier. I accidentally dropped my old one and broke one of the hinges, so it was nice to get a nice new one because I've been using the broken one for about a year. So this was a nice treat. I thought this was a thoughtful gift. So this is the Valentine's Quokka stamp set, and there is a coordinating die set with this. It is so cute. The Quokka is like a signature critter at Kat Scrappiness, and she had some really fun Thanksgiving, Halloween, and Christmas dress up Quokka and costume add-ons for the holidays that I really enjoyed creating with. And you can see those videos over at the Kat Scrappiness YouTube channel. But I wanted to share this here today so you could see these. You can see I'm stamping the Quokkas, and I'm using my Catherine Pooler Midnight Black ink, one of my very favorite inks to create with. And I'm going to go ahead and color these in with my Copic markers, and I'm keeping it pretty simple. So I'm using just E27, E25, E23, and E21 here. And E27 is the darkest color, and I usually start with the darkest color because that's how I learned, and it has become part of my Copic coloring technique to do that. It's definitely what I'm most comfortable with. So then I'm taking out E25, and I'm just going over, I just put a little bit of the E27 there, and in the places where I think it should be darkest. And then I go over that with my E25 and just go around all the edges there. And I think these little critters are so sweet. You don't have to do them in browns. You can do them in any colors you want to. But I probably should have done them in Valentine's Day colors, but I just think they're so cute. So now I have E23, and I'm going to really fill this in a lot here and leave just stuff toward the center of the face, really, to fill in with my lightest color, which is E21. And I do use the E21 to fill in the nose and the hands on the Quokka holding the envelope. And I've picked two sentiments here. One says, "You've got mail," and the other one just says, I believe it says Happy Valentine's Day. I think I picked that one out. Yes, Happy Valentine's Day. So here you can see me filling in with the E21. I really try hard to keep my coloring simple because I don't want to spend all day coloring. I want to see some color variation in these so you can see some shading. That's all I want. Like I'm not doing anything, worrying about the light source or anything like this. This is RV91. I'm filling in the ears, the nose, and for the heart, I'm using R39, I think that was. That was either R39 or R56. And I think I started with R56 and it wasn't dark enough, so I pulled out the R39 and used R46 along with it. So really, I ended up just coloring it with two colors. Now I'm giving that envelope a little bit of color. I'm using W3, and I'm just going around the outside and the bits that fold in there and just giving it a little bit of color. I think this is W0 that I'm using here, and I'm just pulling that W3 in toward the center a little. I'm not covering all of the white, but if I don't put a little of the gray there to give it some shadow, it's not going to look like it has any dimension at all. So you have to give it white things a little bit of color just so you can, just so they look more realistic or more dimensional. So I'm trimming down my sentiments here, and I'm leaving them just as long strips. I didn't cut along the sides, and I will do that when I get to the card panel, when I start putting it together, to see how long I really want this. Since these are just like the top of the Quokkas, I thought it would look cute if they were like standing sort of placed on top of the sentiment strips. So here I'm using a pair of the Kat Scrappiness wire cutters. These are very nice thin wire cutters to cut apart all of the bits here. And I'm cutting out the two Quokkas. And it does have, like, there's a bow tie, there's a bouquet of flowers. I forget what the third one is. I don't have it in front of me at the moment, but there are little bits there also that do have coordinating dies. And when I get to snapping off the wires, I do it over my little garbage can here and try to like reach right down in so it snaps into the garbage can and not onto the floor. I don't want to, I walk around barefoot all the time here, and I do not want to step on that. That could cause a lot of issues. So I die cut those out, and now I'm just putting it together, and I'm just applying some liquid glue to add my sentiment. I'll trim off the excess here, and I decided to go all the way along the card panel, and I'm going to pop up one of those little Quokkas. Not that one, because that says you've got mail. The one with the letter really should go on that one. I'll figure it out before I put them down, luckily. So this one wasn't quite long enough to go all the way across. I'm okay with that because the Quokka will sit on top of it. I've got some double-sided adhesive foam tape. I love this foam tape. This is 1/4 inch width, and I like this this particular kind, and it's whatever Kat Scrappiness has in the store. And I can't remember whether it's Scrapbook Adhesives or iCraft. Both of them are good. I like both of those foam tapes, but this white foam tape that a lot of companies are coming out with is pretty fabulous. So I put some foam on the back of these little Quokkas, and I'm just going to put those onto the card fronts, and I think they just add a little bit of cuteness to the front, which I really like cuteness. And I think they're adorable. I hope she keeps coming out with fun add-on things and fun Quokka sets. So to finish these off, I am using some, I believe they're taffy pink pearls. I think that's what I pulled out here. And I love the pearl mixes at Kat Scrappiness. You get a nice variety of sizes, and that is her one of her embellishment trays. She's got a couple different ones. I like them both. This is the one I use when I just need a few. There's another one that I use when I am like doing shaker things and want to work with the whole package. And I'm only putting 3. I like that there's a variety of sizes here. A lot of her pearls have variegated colors, like they have at least 2 colors blended together. These in particular, the taffy pink ones, are just one color, and they're so pretty. And she came out with a lot of new embellishments. Definitely check those out. I'll have links to all the products I use below. And I would love it if you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And click that bell so you get notifications every time I upload a new video. And thank you so much for watching, friends. I hope you have a very happy new year, and let's hope 2022 brings us all of the good stuff we're looking forward to. Have a wonderful new year. Bye, friends.